Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Muhammad Ansarullah.
Dan saya Prima Anggara.
Nah, di sini kita akan bahas tentang NLP atau biasa kita kenal sebagai Natural Language Processing.
Language Processing yaitu adalah salah satu bidang ilmu komputer, kecerdasan buatan, dan bahasa atau linguistik yang berkaitan dengan interaksi antar komputer dan bahasa alami manusia. Tujuan utama dari studi NLP adalah membuat mesin yang mampu mengerti dan memahami makna bahasa manusia lalu memberikan respon yang sesuai. Secara umum, aplikasi dalam bidang NLP dibagi menjadi dua. Yang pertama yaitu text-based application dan yang kedua yaitu dialogue-based application.
Nah, dari sini kita akan bahas tentang text-based application. Di mana di text-based application ini kita punya dua metode, yaitu program for classifying and retrieving document by content, di mana kegunaannya untuk program yang mampu mengklarifikasi dan mengambil isi dari suatu dokumen berdasarkan kontennya, seperti spam filtering atau penfilteran pesan sampah, dan language identification, yaitu identifikasi bahasa. Yang kedua, kita masuk kepada machine translation. Machine translation yaitu program yang mampu mentranslasi kalimat baik berupa teks maupun berupa suara dari suatu bahasa alami ke bahasa lainnya. Nah, sebagaimana yang kita telah tahu, program ini telah digunakan oleh Google sejak 28 September 2008 yang kita kenal sebagai Google Translator.
Well, human beings are the most advanced species on Earth. There's no doubt in that. And our success as human beings is because of our ability to communicate and share information. Now, that's where the concept of developing a language comes in. And when we talk about the human language, it is one of the most diverse and complex part of us, considering a total of 6,500 languages that exist. So coming to the 21st century, according to the industry estimates, only 21% of the available data is present in the structured form. Data is being generated as we speak, tweet, and send messages on WhatsApp or the various other groups of Facebook. And majority of this data exists in the textual form, which is highly unstructured in nature. Now, in order to produce significant and actionable insights from this data, it is important to get acquainted with the techniques of text analysis and natural language processing. So let's understand what is text mining and natural language processing. So text mining or text analytics is the process of deriving meaningful information from natural language text. It usually involves the process of structuring the input text, deriving patterns within the structured data, and finally evaluating and interpreting the output. Now, on the other hand, natural language processing refers to the artificial intelligence method of communicating with an intelligent system using the natural language. As text mining refers to the process of deriving high-quality information from the text, the overall goal is here to essentially turn the text into data analysis via the application of natural language processing. That is why text mining and NLP go hand in hand. So let's understand some of the applications of text mining or natural language processing. So one of the first and the most important applications of natural language processing is sentimental analysis. Be it Twitter sentimental analysis or the Facebook sentimental analysis, it's being used heavily. Now, next we have the implementation of chatbot. Now, you might have used the customer chat services provided by various companies, and the process behind all of that is because of the NLP. Now, we have speech recognition, and here we are also talking about the voice assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, and Cortana. And the process behind all of this is because of the natural language processing. Now, machine translation is also another use case of natural language processing. And the most common example for it is the Google Translate, which uses NLP to translate data from one language to another, and that too in the real time. Now, other applications of NLP include spell checking, keyword search, and also extracting information from any doc or any website. And finally, one of the coolest applications of natural language processing is advertisement matching, basically recommendation of ads based on your history. Now, NLP is divided into two major components. That is the natural language understanding and the natural language generation. The understanding generally refers to mapping the given input into natural language, into useful representation, and analyzing those aspects of the language. Whereas generation is the process of producing meaningful phrases and sentences in the form of natural language from some internal representation. Now, the natural language understanding is usually harder than the natural language generation. because it takes a lot of time and a lot of things to usually understand a particular language, especially if you are not a human being. Now, there are various steps involved in the natural language processing, which are tokenization, stemming, lemmatization, the POS tags, name entity recognition, and chunking. Now, starting with tokenization, tokenization is the process of breaking strings into tokens, which in turn are small structures or units that can be used for tokenization. So if we have a look at the example here, taking this sentence into consideration, it can be divided into 7 tokens. Now, this is very useful in the natural language processing part. Now, coming to the second process in natural language processing is stemming. Now, stemming usually refers to normalizing the words into its base or the root form. So if we have a look at the words here, we have affectation, affects, affections, affected, affection, and affecting. Now, all of these words originate from a single root word. And as you might have guessed, it is affect. Now, stemming algorithm works by cutting off the end or the beginning of the word, taking into account a list of common prefixes, suffixes that can be found in an inflected word. This indiscriminate cutting can be successful in some occasions, but not always. So let's understand the concept of lemmatization now. Lemmatization, on the other hand, takes into consideration the morphological analysis of the word. To do so, it is necessary to have a detailed dictionary which the algorithm can look through to link the form back to its original word or the root word, which is also known as lemma. Now, what lemmatization does is groups together different inflected forms of the word called lemma, and is somehow similar to stemming as it maps several words into one common root. But the major difference between stemming and lemmatization is that the output of the lemmatization is a proper word. For example, a lemmatizer should map the word gone, going, and went into go. That will not be the output for stemming. Now, once we have the tokens and once we have divided the tokens into its root form, next comes the POS tags. Now, generally speaking, the grammatical type of the word is referred to as POS tags, or the parts of speech, be it the verb, noun, adjective, adverb, article, and many more. It indicates how a word functions in meaning as well as grammatically within the sentence.
Baiklah, itu saja hasil recording video dari kelompok kami. Lebih dan kurang mohon maaf.
Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.